Hello everybody. Alright, well I want to show you what I've been working on here for basically today. I got interested in checking out doing something with a private hive, not just in the sense of running one, but in rewriting some of the code for DayZ to fix some bugs and also introduce new mechanics. It's basically just one giant experiment. I am in no way trying to say this is what DayZ should be like or whatever the hell. I'm just experimenting with it, hopefully going to get some people to check it out with me. And kind of find out what's fun and what's not, just to kind of give some alternative to go around here. I'm too lazy to make the server day, so there's a flare. Yes. So the thing you're probably noticing pretty quickly is the upper right. It's the whole combat system here I'm introducing. Now you may think, combat system? This isn't a fucking role-playing game? Well, fuck you, zombies. And you're right, and that's not what it is at all. It is an anti-Alt F4 mechanic. And how does that work? Well, somebody away from those assholes. If you attack somebody, or if you are getting attacked, you are considered in combat. And that works just like this. And you can see I am now in combat. Oh fuck, you're right there. Fuck you. Fucking glass. And die. Thank you. As you can see, every time I fire, the combat timer resets. What does that mean? Well, the first thing is, if I try to abort, you'll see it's conveniently blocked out. Derp, 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 derp. Now, of course, you're saying, well, fuck you, that doesn't do anything. People Alt F4, hence the name Alt F4. And you would be correct. That is also why it is the combat system like that, and I'm not just removing the abort system, I'm putting you in combat, which is stored on the server. So that means if you decide to disconnect in any way, shape, or form while you're in combat, then I can do something about it. I'm not entirely sure what that's going to be, but I'm leaning towards the fact where I will just consider your character dead, insta-kill you, and plop down a corpse in your place with all appropriate loot from your body. I won't attribute a kill to anybody just because I think it's kind of dumb to try to do that when you don't know if you would have actually been killed by that person or not. But, at least, best case, you are dropping your body worth of shit, and you are being killed and have to make a new character on re-entering that server. So that's one thing. Another thing would be the debug monitor that is gone. As you see, the combat system is actually using the debug monitor's mechanic, hint system. So I've turned off debug monitor entirely. Yes, there's the option for it, but it doesn't do dick. If you try to turn the debug monitor on, nothing will happen. That's just a personal belief of mine. I think Rocket is kind of going that way to removing all the GUI elements, including all the green shit in the lower right, once there's a better way to display that information or indicate that information. But for the purposes of this mod and the server, you will never be able to see the debug monitor. Alright, now onto bug fixes. You can no longer have infinite consumption of items that have right-click context menus, such as currently, I can do this on current DayZ, drop that to the ground while holding right-click so this stays up, and drink the Pepsi and just not lose the Pepsi because it's on the ground. If I try to do that on my server, let's pick it back up, it tells me to fuck right off because it's not in my inventory. That goes for all other things that have the right-click context menu, which were previously, or rather currently, abusable in public DayZ. That includes being able to set down infinite tents, eat infinite food, eat infinite drink, fill infinite water bottles, use infinite medical supplies, all without actually consuming those items. So no longer can you grab one cooked steak and one soda, run off into the woods, and be able to prepare yourself to full blood, and never have to go for food and drink ever again into a town. Oh, fucking flare. Another one. Another fix has to do with the clothing system. And we'll go outside for that, because there's the tent. Previously, or rather currently, again, if you try to switch skins, whether it's intentionally or going from to bandit, from to hero, your backpack could potentially get lost or overwritten. That no longer occurs here. Fix that bug. Try to put on my clothes. And backpack's still there. And the other related bug was if you took your backpack, threw it in somewhere, and then put on clothes, it would dupe the backpack. And as you can see here, no such duping. So that's fixed. Fucking mechanics. Reveal your secrets. Come on. You know you want to. There we go. Tent duping is fixed, but I didn't personally do that. That's just a result of the private server code that I'm using. No longer duplicate tents. Oh yeah, other mechanic changes are the fact that you can no longer store any sort of gun in any sort of backpack. If you try to do so, open this up, 11 spots, plenty enough for the 5 slots I need for the G17. Try to put it on the ground, puts in the mags, but tells me to fuck off with the gun. And I still need to fix it so it just doesn't put the gun in there, because right now it kind of fucking eats it. But I'll fix that. And the reason I don't want you to put guns in a bag is simply to foster more of a squad mentality with specializations. I want someone to consciously decide to bring in a particular sidearm and a particular primary weapon, as opposed to putting 4 or 5 guns in their damn bags and across their inventory. That way you'll have to kind of be conscious and choose a particular weapon before going in with your squad. Other than that, what's another change? Oh yes. You no longer start with a backpack of any sort when you're a new spawn. And the whole concept with that is I want to try to get people to stay in towns a hair bit longer to try to search out for a pack. As you know, it's not even that hard to find an Alice pack in a grocery store anyway, but I'd rather people spend a little more time, try to find a bag, be a little bit more discerning about loot when they're running through towns, not just run through a town and pick everything up and jam it in their bags and all that. Yeah. Another thing, it's not a mechanic change, but just something I'm going to do for my server is... Let's see, is it actually over here? Yep, it is. Throw another flare down. Introduce a new helicopter. I really like helicopters. I think they're awesome for transportation, which is why this is an MH-6J, which has absolutely no combat capabilities whatsoever. It's a transport helicopter. Yeah. So I'm planning on putting like 4 or 5 of these on the server. And the cool thing about this is those benches on the side have 2 spots each for people, which means you're going to be hanging out the side and very vulnerable to even low caliber weaponry. So I think that will be pretty fun to give people a nice 6-person transport helicopter that is quite vulnerable and has no offensive capabilities. That way it's focused on transportation, getting your crew around, but still have to be careful about it. So this is just the touching of the surface here. Still a lot to do. It's not ready for play yet. If you're interested on being involved with this, whether it's giving ideas out or playing on the server, once I have it up, let me know. Like I say, this is just an experiment. I'm just fucking around just to see what happens and if people like it, and I'm sure things are going to change quite a bit as I move on. Like one of the things I'm testing out is removing all sniper rifles and all silenced weaponry. They no longer spawn on the server. I don't think that's going to stay forever, but I'm just... Like I said, I'm curious what's going to happen. If those weapons don't exist, and people can't sit up on the hills, and they can't be stealthy in cities, what does that do to the game? Does that mean that you have to be more of a squad stealth and tactics moves, you know, as you're moving through, or is it just fucking stupid? I don't know. I want to find out, though. So if you're interested, let me know.